Hello and welcome to another video on Surds, and in this video we'll be carrying on where we've left off in the previous few videos. So we've looked at simplifying surds and multiplying basic surds. So here we've got slightly trickier questions that we're going to go through. So I'm going to go through a few examples and then I'll let you have a go at doing some yourself after that. Okay, so this first one here, we've got 2 root 8 multiplied by 8 root 2. Now let me just highlight this here, 2 root 8, and I just want you to think about what that actually means. So 2 root 8, when we have a number and a surd next to each other, that means multiply. So what this means is, this means 2 multiplied by root 8. Just like this one over here, 8 root 2, that means 8 multiplied by root 2. So just to make things a bit easier, as this is the first time we're going through this, I'm just going to rewrite this. So this is going to be 2 multiplied by root 8 multiplied by 8 multiplied by root 2. So that's what all of this means. And now when we're dealing with anything to do with multiplication, we know that multiplication is commutative. So the order does not matter. So at the moment we've got some numbers dotted around and some surds. So the easiest thing to do is to group all of the numbers together and then group all of the surds together. So let's do that. Let's group all of the numbers together first. So this is going to be 2 multiplied by 8. So that's the numbers. And then if we think about the surds, we're going to multiply by root 8. And then we're going to multiply by root 2. So let's evaluate what this is. 2 multiplied by 8, we can do that. That's quite nice and easy. So let me just highlight that actually. So this bit here, 2 times 8, well that gives us 16. And then we're going to multiply it by all of this business here. Now, we've got root 8 multiplied by root 2. There's a few ways we could do this. The easiest way I'm thinking about doing this is if we look at the top corner here, this was the rule that we came up with to do with surds. When we multiply 2 surds together, that's exactly the same as if we multiply the numbers together and then take the square root of that. So this is exactly the same as the square root of 8 times 2. So we know 8 times 2 is 16, so we're going to multiply by the square root of 16. And we know that the square root of 16 is 4, so this is exactly the same as 16 multiplied by 4. So we just need to finally evaluate what 16 times 4 is, and I believe that is 64. Yes, 16 times 2 is 32. We multiply that by 2 again, we do get 64. So from this expression that looks quite complicated to begin with, we get a nice answer of 64. Okay, I've got another example to go through now. So this one's a bit longer, but we're going to apply the same process as before. So we've got 3 root 8. We can just write that as 3 multiplied by root 8. And then we're going to multiply that by 4. And then multiplied by root 2. And then multiplied by another root 2. So we're going to group the numbers together first and then group the surds together. So if we group the numbers together, we've got 3 times 4. Those are the numbers. And then we're going to multiply by root 8. And then times root 2. And then times that root 2. So now let's deal with this over here. So we have 3 times 4. Well, we can all do 3 times 4. That's quite simple. 3 times 4 is 12. And now let's deal with the surds. So root 8. We've got root 8 here. Well, we can simplify root 8. Root 8 is the same as root 4 multiplied by root 2. 4 times 2 is 8. So I've just split this surd up into two separate numbers. And then we've got multiplied by root 2 times root 2. So I've just copied this down again here. Okay, let's do another line. So we've got 12. And then multiplied by root 4. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. So this simplifies. This isn't a surd. This is just a whole number. Root 4 is just 2. And now we've got root 2 times root 2 times root 2. Well, these ones here, root 2 times root 2, that is the same as root 4. So that is also 2. So all of this in purple simplifies to 2. And then out the back here, just tagging along on the end, we have another root 2. So we're going to multiply by root 2. So we're almost done. We're getting there. So if we deal with the numbers again, suddenly we've got lots of numbers. So 12 times 2 times 2, well, that's 48. So that is 48 times root 2. And we can't simplify this anymore. But remember, when we multiply a number with a surd, we can just group the two things together. So our final answer will be 48 root 2. And that is our answer. Okay, I've got 4 questions for you to have a go at. So please pause the video and see if you can have a go at tackling these yourself first. Okay, so I'm assuming you've paused the video now, so let's go through them together. So question 1, 2 root 3 multiplied by 3 root 5. So if we do exactly the same as we did before, let's split them up. So we've got 2, so this equals 2 multiplied by root 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by root 5. So let's deal with the numbers first. And you don't have to group them up. I can see that we've got numbers here. So we've got 2 and we've got 3. So I can just evaluate that straight away. So we've got 2 times 3, which is 6. And then if we deal with the surds, so let me circle those in blue. So we're going to be multiplying by root 3 times root 5. Well, these don't simplify, so we can just multiply them together. 3 times 5 is 15, so that would be root 15. So we can't leave it like this. Our final answer, remember we need to group them together, will be 6 root 15. Okay, let me just underline that. Okay, question 2. We've got 4 root 3 multiplied by 2 root 3. So again, let's write them out separately. So this is going to be 4 multiplied by root 3 multiplied by 2 multiplied by root 3. And if we think about the numbers, we have 4 multiplied by 2. Well, 4 times 2 is 8. So that gives us 8. And now if we look at the surds, we've got root 3 times root 3. Well, that is just going to be 3. So we have 8 multiplied by 3. And lo and behold, that gives us a nice integer answer. 8 times 3 is 24. So remember, your answer won't always be a surd, include a surd. It can be a whole number. Okay, we're starting to get onto the slightly trickier questions now. So question 3, 3 root 2 times 2 root 6 times 2 root 3. So we have 3 times root 2 times 2 times root 6 times 2 times root 3. So let's pick out all of the numbers first. We have a 3, we've got a 2, and we've got another 2. 3 times 2 times 2, that gives us 12, if my maths is correct. And then the surds. Well, the surds, we can simplify root 6. So let's just copy them out first. We're going to multiply by root 2 times root 6. Now, root 6, we can simplify that. That is the same as root 3 times root 2. So we have root 3, or I'm just going to write it in this order, root 2 times root 3. So this here, let me just make that clear. This bit here is the same as root 6. I've just split the root 6 up into root 2 times root 3. And then at the end, we've got another root 3. So what do we have overall? So we've still got the 12. And then we're going to multiply by root 2 times root 2. Well, that's just 2. So all of this business is just 2. And then root 3 times root 3, well, all of that business, that is just 3. So again, we're going to have a nice integer answer. So we've got 12 times 2 times 3. Well, that is 12 times 6, which is 72. So that is our final answer. Okay, the last question. So we've got 4 root 6 times 5 root 3 times root 8. So this is 4 times root 6 times 5 times root 3 times root 8. So again, let's deal with the numbers first. So we have 4 times 5. Well, that gives us 20. So we're going to have 20. And then let's break down the root 6. Root 6, well, that is the same as root 3 times root 2. That's this business here. And then we're multiplying by another root 3. And then we're multiplying by root 8. Well, we can simplify this as well. So root 8 is the same as root 4 times root 2. I'm just going to colour coordinate this just so you know exactly where everything comes from. So root 3 times root 2, that was this business here, root 6. We can see root 3 and root 3, that's fine. And then if I go along to the end, this over here, root 4 times root 2, that was the root 8. So hopefully me colour coordinating has just made things a bit clearer. So what do we have here? We have 20. Now, again, I'm going to get my colours out just so you can keep track of everything. Let's use blue. So root 3 times root 3, well, that is just 3. So we're going to multiply by 3. And now let's use green. So I can see we've got a root 2 times a root 2. Well, that is just 2. And then finally, I just use, what colour haven't I used yet? I haven't used this paddling pool blue colour. So we're going to go for that one, for this last one. So root 4, well, that is just 2. The square root of 4 is 2. So we're going to multiply by another 2. And I think I've used up my colour palette now. So it's a good job we're at the end. So our final line of working, we have 20 times 3 times 2 times 2. Well, 20 times 3 is 60. 60 times 2 is 120. And 120 times 2 is 240. So something that started off quite tricky with all of these surds actually simplified to a nice integer. So how did you get on with those 4 questions? Hopefully this video helped you along with multiplying surds. In the next video, we will be looking at expanding brackets with surds. So hopefully I will see you then. And thanks again for watching. Take care.